Hello everybody and welcome to the Learn Dota 2 League Season 19, Week 3. Today, we're taking a look at the Dusty the Clown show, that's the Luth team, taking on, why so serious, that's the jaso7 team. And this time, actually I think this is a first, I think everybody is actually here. I think this is literally the first series this season where all 10 players have actually shown up. So that'll be interesting.
5 seconds remaining.
Especially after last week, because, the Luth team looked really good last week, but it's kind of hard to say that means that much when 3 people were being stood in for. So, hopefully this time, they'll be able to keep it together. Shira standing for Chobro, is he here? Oh, goddammit, you're right. So, yeah, even now. So, no, there will not be a single series with the actual all 10 people present this season. We still haven't hit that yet. I mean, maybe one of the other games this week could have it. I'll count the Gotham one. Thought there was 2 stand-in for every team that week. I mean, maybe. It's 2 stand-in for every team every goddamn week, I'm telling you. I don't know what it is with people not being able to make games this season. Wish they would be able to do that more. It helps me commentate, when you're actually giving like reliable performances with reliable results. That's gonna be done. No? What? That's crazy. You ban the Neeks, you get first pick, Lich's out, and you don't pick the Dawnbreaker. I feel like you gotta pick Dawn if that's the case. Like, that, like, genuinely, if you just look statistically, I think, is probably one of the safest first picks you got. It's just such a, like, statistically speaking, if you have Dawnbreaker, the other guy doesn't, you have a better chance of winning because of that. That's where that hero's at right now. No matter what the situation is, especially if Neeks is gone. I mean, we had a little discussion during the live game, and I was under the impression before that the Neeks is not really a counter to the Dawn anymore. And it's still a little sus, but you can get it off. You can still get the stun. You just have to do it really quickly, which, whatever. That's fine. Witch Doctor coming out next. Pretty standard support this season, I think. I remember back in the era where it was like just a really bad idea to pick Witch Doctor first, but I think nowadays, especially with the Tormentor being able to just randomly give it to you, I think nowadays it's not that big of a deal. If you're in a bad Witch Doctor game, you can just lean on the Shard because the Dota 2 design philosophy is to take weaknesses out of the game. So you can just lean on the Shard, and then it's mostly better. Still hard against some heroes, but like, it's not like the issue before was that there was like just a laundry list of things that Witch Doctor had no game into, and now it's like a very small amount, and if you're picking one, you're counter-picking a Witch Doctor, you know what I mean? No Lena, smart ban, I think. Knocking out the Shaman as well. I don't know about that so much. I don't think I'm too worried about that. Notably absent from the list of bans is the Chobro Pugna, except, I believe... Okay, yeah, GRF is standing in for Chobro, so it doesn't really matter that much. Night Stalker ban. There's gotta be Dawn, right? If there's a game this season that Dawnbreaker isn't PB, you guys are crazy.
Radiant team pick.
Yep, there we go. Okay. Yeah, I did have a feeling. I noticed, they picked that Witch Doctor the first round. I noticed they had that next pick, and I was like, it's either getting banned or they're running it. Dawnbreaker up second. Hero's good literally every game. Just always pick this hero. It's stupid. It's like one of the, it's like Lena. It's just like an obviously bad idea of a hero. Might as well lean on it if we're not going to make the gentleman's agreement to get rid of it. It's like Pudge when that Ags was early broken, you know what I mean? Like...
Radiant team pick.
Jack coming out. Not exactly the response to this, but hey, I mean, you're not really obligated to respond so far. Spectre coming out. pretty generic, good P1, don't get me wrong, but it is scary picking it now, especially when you get the last pick in this phase. I feel like, maybe they're confident with it into the Dawnbreaker. I don't know. I don't think that matchup is that great that I'd be willing to risk a bad 1-to-1 matchup. I mean, it's okay in lane. It's, I think, pretty bad most of the time otherwise. Like, really limits your ability to just safely pick people off, I think. Which is something you really want to do. I mean, that's really what Spectre is about right now. You get that Ags, you get that momentum going, you know, tempo, basically. And I mean, there you go. That's a nice classic support combo right there. That Witch Doctor Undying. I think generally underestimated in LD2L. Really obnoxious. Just keeps people in the tombstones radius. It just makes another stupid thing you have to deal with while the Witch Doctor ult is going on. Just throws more chaos into the battlefield to your advantage. So I like that combo. They're a little light on CC on Why So Serious. I would definitely like to see at least one of their last 2 picks here bring in a stun to bear, but so far I think their comp makes a lot of sense. So far I feel like Dusty the Clown Show's comp makes no sense with the Dawnbreaker on the side. Really isn't real, like, you know, it's not like Witch Doctor is that easy to pick. Not anymore. Not with the Shard. So the Spirit Breaker's not really going to be an answer. And with the Dawnbreaker, he's going to be able to outlive the Orchid. So, Lifestealer coming out. I like that. I think Dusty the Clown Show's in a tough position now. They really have to have either, well, no, let's just say it like it is. They have to have a really awesome P1 or the best Axe player in the universe. I think that's their 2 options here.
5 seconds remaining. Radiant team back.
That ain't it! That ain't really it. I mean, I think that's a classical counter to Lifestealer. I don't think it really matches how Lifestealer is played anymore. It really doesn't work well in the context of these, of the rest of the team. Like, very, very poor hero into the Dawnbreaker. Doesn't really stop the Witch Doctor. Doesn't really do anything to the Undying. Pretty vulnerable to both, I would say. At least in a combination, you know. Not really Undying alone, but, you know, the Witch Doctor and the Undying can feasibly kill that Razor, I think. At least given that there's something for the stun to bounce to. Or at least force him to retreat. Or, you know, put him in a situation where, like, the Dawn can intervene and make it a win. Or, it's bad. I don't like it. And it doesn't really work into the Lifestealer anymore, I don't think. Because now he's so built around that Ags. You know, he's so built around being able to reset that fight. And I mean, good, it's like that Wraith King thing. I feel like I was advocating for that build, like, for 3 years before people started doing that, I tell you what. But, yeah, with the way you build the Lifestealer now, I think you can kind of ignore that. And I think it also means this is like a super goated either Lincoln's or Lotus game as well. Like, you could build up the Lotus on the Dawn, because, I mean, not like she really needs to do things. She's good because she gives you map hacks every day. And she can just fart out healing that's really difficult to stop unless you have Silencer. And they banned the other option, realistic option for dealing that. But, you know, you can just pick that up on, like, your Dawnbreaker. And it really sucks trying to do something about Lifestealer, like, It really means that the Razor is inert. It means the Spear Breaker doesn't really want to do anything about him. Kind of makes him a bad target for the Spectre as well. You don't really want to Orchid him when he's got that on him. And it's not a bad. It's not like a heavy pickup, right? It's not that big. Banning out the Lycan. Those of you who have been here for the previous patches will appreciate this comment. I feel like Lycan in this patch is like to what that P1 Abaddon was a couple of years ago. Or like that Pause 4 Terrorblade was last year. Where I understand why the pros are doing it, but I really don't believe in it at an LD2L level. I don't think it does anything for you. Banning out the Storm Spirit's smart. I don't know so much about banning out the Sniper. I actually think he's not really a bad idea for what they're running, as long as they were able, because a lot of the things that are bad for him are already gone anyway, so. Bring out the DK? Nope. Don't like it. Don't like that at all. Oh no. I feel like I already like the Why So Serious lineup better than I like the Dusty the Clown Show lineup, and they don't even have their 5th hero yet. I feel like they're already going to struggle with these 4.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, DK into Lifestealer, just very bad. Worse than he used to be. And just another thing, like, just another guy that where if you build the Lotus on the Lifestealer, life sucks. Get a Lincoln's on him too, life also kind of sucks. I mean, yeah, there are a lot of things that pop Lincolns on this team. Make no mistake, also every single one of those things really matters. Ursa, what the hell? That's, okay, that's very cocky. I mean, I guess that's one way to go about it when you don't really need a 5th hero, is to just pick, mid-Ursa, I guess. I mean, this is almost like a goated lineup. I think because of that pick, they're going to be down for stuns. Realistically, if you're going to pick like a crazy mid, I much rather would have seen something like the mid Sand King or something, I think. It's going to address that issue. Because Ursa doesn't do anything for you, Lifestealer doesn't already do, and he also sucks, so that doesn't help. They're farm reliant on Radiant? Yeah, that's also true. I don't like it anyway. I don't like it if they get farmed, to be frank with you. It's just, you know, they got really no answers to the Lifestealer. They don't answer him in lane, they don't answer him in the open game. I feel like just a couple of items and you really can't do much about him anymore. And I guess you can kind of do maybe what the Gotham team was trying to do a couple of weeks ago, where Kingfisher's your like weird pseudo P1 here, have Jaso just build Ags and a bunch of damage and just like set up for Ursa. I don't know. I feel like I'm in the same boat here that I was there. Like, this is just a much better looking Lifestealer game to me than it is a Ursa game. So I really would not be in favor of it in any capacity. But now we wait. There we go. See what this nonsense is about. By the way, if you're wondering, my G is my push-to-talk on my recording software. That's why you see that in chat sometimes. It's also my push-to-talk in Dota. I have them both bound to the same key, so I can record on the replay as well. I don't know if you guys ever noticed, but I always actually really do a commentary track for the replays when we're doing live games. Luth getting a little caught here. This is like really not who you want to be in this awkward spot. Yep, just gonna take a very casual fall to no chat, which I'm guessing is Liquid Jopa. It would make sense. Not that I could really know from a replay. It doesn't really. Okay, yeah, that's Liquid Jopa. I would recognize Elmo burning in hell anywhere. That's Liquid Jopa. So that was a very casual first blood. I mean, I think it was maybe not in Luth's best interest to be playing into that in general. I think it's outside of the Ursa. It's a pretty good level 1 gank team. If you're wondering who wins a right-click contest between Dusty and Kingfisher, it's Kingfisher, which I guess isn't surprising because he doesn't live a continent away. No chat says Hoga Facil, whatever. I'm assuming it's Hoga Facil. It might be Portuguese. I don't know. This is just like the other day. I was watching a match and Gundam was Axe mid. Anyway, for the Dusty the Clown Show, pause 1. Captain of the team, you got Luth on the Spectre. Pause 2. You've got Gundam, aka Lumix, on the Dragon Knight. Pause 3. You've got Dusty on the Razor. Pause 4. You've got Black Otter on the Spirit Breaker, who is currently like watching currently in some weird game right now, I think. And pause 5, you've got Whimsical Dragon, appropriately enough, on the Jakiro. Meanwhile, on the other side of the coin, on Why So Serious, pause 1, jaso7, captain of the team. Oh, the two pause 1s going at each other here, actually thinking about it. jaso7 on the Lifestealer. Pause 2, you've got Kingfisher on the Ursa. Pause 3, the man I call Liquid Jopa, currently known as No Chat on the Dawnbreaker. Excuse me, pause 4. Giraffe, also known as Zabetus, so it's kind of increasingly been a long time since he's been known as that, isn't it? Giraffe, also known as Zabetus, also known as the Lifestealer. And finally, pause 5, you've got Cerberix on the Witch Doctor. This should be surprising to nobody, but basically, so far, the two mids are just getting last hits and ignoring each other, because, I mean, what else are they going to do? Maybe Gundam could get, like, a kill on Ursa in a few levels, but it's going to be rough. Going to lose a lot doing it. I think it's basically going to be the gentleman's agreement here at mid. You just don't attack each other, just beat creeps and just hope for the best. You got the Okami Courier. So, hopefully you know what that is, and maybe you're looking forward to the sequel. Black Otter takes out a Sentry Ward. All Cerberix is able to do is protest. But this is going to be a pretty nasty protest with the Lifestealer showing up. Yeah, this guy is super dead. Good thinking there to keep walking away even though he's doomed. You definitely don't want to get the kill to the Lifestealer. So there was that, but kinda awkward. You know, you don't really want that to happen in this kind of lane. Like, this is gonna be such a good lane. This is gonna be such a good game for Lifestealer. You really want lane to go well. You can turn that around, yeah, but this isn't a lane you would rather want to turn around. This is a lane you'd rather want to just win. And Luth just kind of gets trapped in an awkward position here. Giraffe actually maybe got himself killed in the efforts doing that, but whatever, gets the Spectre, so it's definitely worthwhile. See what happened here. This probably shouldn't happen, if I'm being honest. This is, you see this sometimes with like Monkey Kings. Gundam was not counting that funny number over his head, and it bit him quite hard as a result. Black Otter shows up to protest. That's all he's really able to do is launch protest, and in fact, next he will throw a blood grenade and then die. That's smart to throw the blood grenade, I guess. At least he took like a tower shot more from that. If there's no bounty in here, which there is, he's gonna have to go home. Even when he gets that bounty rune, it's still gonna be a little rough. So this is a very strong opening for the Why So Serious lineup, which I think at this juncture probably be favored to win this match to begin with. It's not a hugely good thing for a Luth lineup. I got her charging into lane here. Definitely he's going to want to be careful in how he plays this. I mean, Spirit Breaker into Lifestealer is just a classically bad matchup for Spirit Breaker, to say the least. Meanwhile, on the other side of the coin, Luth just really not having a great time. I think this lane's kind of panning out to be about how I thought it was going to be. Just Luth is really struggling to be able to stay close to the waves here, and he's already taken a death in this lane. He was first blood as well. That was before the lane phase, so I almost had 2. He's already taken a death in this lane. Just getting a little too aggressive here. Just trying to play into this. I mean, I can't really blame him, because what else are you going to do? It just sucks. This is a bad lane for old Luth. It might get a little better as time goes on when Jakiro starts getting a few more levels, but it's a little hard to say. Gundam learned his lesson, is not letting himself get Fury swiped a million times anymore. Razor's gonna bully this Lifestealer. He's gonna take about 55 damage, which is most of the damage he does, actually. So for the moment being, he won't be able to really get last hits. Witch Doctor's gonna be able to get him by accident, though. Though that time is supposed to be learning out. Yep, Razor doing the right thing, just immediately backing off there. Just so, do you have your phase boots coming in? No. I don't know why I was looking at the courier when I could just see it in your inventory. You get, you know, 2 out of 3, the last thing not purchased. You definitely want to get those phase boots ASAP. I might have gotten them before the bracer here, honestly. Just because, you know, it's good for Lifesteal anyway. I mean, nobody ever really thinks about the stats on phase boots, but they're not bad. You know, you got your damage and armor beyond the obvious move speed. But, I think I would have perhaps gotten that first, let the Abrasier stay until I gotten that. But so far, it's not like Razor's actually really put the Lifestealer in a compromising position, so it's not like untenable. But I'm gonna scare your lane, maybe. Because, you know, you're going up against a Spirit Breaker, that doesn't scare you. But if it's like, I don't know, if it's like the Razor and, let's say, his own Witch Doctor, then yeah, you really want to get yourself that, those Phase Boots ASAP. Razor looks like he's in trouble here, but he's got a Healing Lotus in his pocket, so if he remembers, Dusty, eat the Lotus before that happens to you. He just took almost all of his HP for no reason. He really could have just stopped all of that damage. Just as a casual reminder, for those of you who are still not in the know, the Maledict does damage based on the difference in HP between when it's applied to you and when you take the tick of damage. Therefore, if you get hit with that Maledict and then you immediately eat the Lotus, you take a lot less damage than if you wait till the very end and eat the Lotus. Liquid Jopa on the Dawnbreaker there in a little bit of trouble. The Witch Doctor going to TP in to hopefully bail him out. Meanwhile, Blackadder, pretty low from this Maledict, is likely going to live. He did kind of get around everybody there. Ursa is getting kited. This looks like a bad P1 Ursa game. He's their mid. Ursa just getting kited, running around here, looking desperately for some kills. He is going to find the Jakiro, so there is that. But Luth is going to get away unscathed. Well, the DK, well, I was going to say takes out his tower. Doesn't really do that very well anymore, but still a pretty decent amount of damage done. Loses about half his tower for that. As a hero that is notoriously pretty bad at hitting buildings for a very long time.
Is under attack.
Dusty grieving when you're goat. Grieving, I assume that means griefing. As you're not doing the Ace games first, I'm sorry my friend, this won the election. So. Oh, there's Brion. Hello, Brion. First time ever.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And while we were checking chat, we missed that double kill. For those of you who are coming in a little later, I could not find anybody. If you would like to join for Game 2, or I didn't just kill my headphones, did I? Okay, good. The way everything got so quiet. Hate when Dota does that sometimes. Just all the sound effects stop playing. Anyway, if anyone wants to join for Game 2 of this series, please let me know. I would take literally anybody. Regen on the Ursa. I was told to guess what I assume Ursa is going to build.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Dark Ace hates elections. Well, they make a pill to help you with your elections if you're having trouble with them. Okay, Dawnbreaker coming in just to completely secure that kill. The DK gets jumped by 4, annihilated very quickly. They do have to use the Dawn ult for that, but what's seriously gonna have him missing 6 Tranquil Boots is my answer. 6 pairs of Tranquil Boots. No, he's gonna have 1 pair of Tranks and 5 Rings of Acid. Hit that Q! Okay, there we go. He got into the worst possible creep he could have gotten into there. That's very unfortunate. The little crappy skeleton instead of the thing that summoned it. But, my Steelers team is going to bail him out of this go. In fact, they're going to lose Luth for it. That's, like, horrible. That's horrific. Oh, man, that sucks. Oh, that's no good, baby. They had Lifestealer, such a compromising looking position. All they did for was just lose Luth. He's just even further behind now. He's having to go for the Blade Mail build. Which is, on one hand, really not what you want to do with Spectre in the year of our Lord 2025. On the other hand, is like necessary. What the hell are you going to do with an Orc in this game? Answer is you're going to jump on somebody, and then the Dawnbreaker is going to jump on that person, and you're going to get nothing done. Oh, look, this person knows what raindrops are. He also has, like a Death Prophet, like, hanging off him. What a weird little set. Lifestealer now just in the lane against Spectre, 2 levels up. Look at the net worth chart. about 1,000 gold up. Oh. Casual spill here from the Spirit Breaker. This actually just went 100 to 0, so let's see how that goes. I assume it's going to be... Oh no, he's just... gone. Just under-leveled, I guess. Just loses most of his HP. Very short order. He actually doesn't even take more than one tick of Maledict. He also eats the first Death Ward, which is kind of unfortunate. I don't think it was necessary at all. So... well, what are you gonna do? Kill security, you know what I'm saying? It's not often that the P1 is responsible for taking the first tower in the game, but here we are, especially when it's the other P1's first tower, but Radiant's bot T1. It's gone down. Oh man, I was about to tab out, but you guys going crazy on this Ursa here. Still really deep in this mess. More reinforcements showing up. This Razor, yeah, very dead Razor. The Dragon Knight is able to take out the Grave, and it does so much before it goes down. Luth takes another spill, with the rest of the team finally showing up. So far, the only casualty is just the that funny Centaur stomp. So far, the only casualty in this fight was just the Dawnbreaker for the jaso lineup, and looks like that's about it. 3-for-1 trade, 1,430 gold into the pockets of the jaso lineup. Earth is doing unexpectedly well, I must say. I feel like they're really not doing a great job playing around the guy. I don't know if Lumix is really ready to lane against this. I think Gundam has been like a career mid. I think it's legitimately he just hasn't laned against Ursa. He doesn't know how to play around it. I think that's a big part of why this happened like this. Ursa maybe gonna go down here. Razor very aggressive looking for this kill. Luth is an actual nut job. They're able to take the Witch Doctor out, which I guess when you're 2 and 15, you know, you'll take anything at that rate. So, much ado about nothing there, ultimately. Ursa with his Blank Dagger queued, still a bit of a ways from it. Dawnbreaker looking at Echo Saber here, rather close to that. I guess no need to start with the Ags here, though. I think I would have liked to see that a little more, maybe. It's going to be such a big part of your game. This game, like, it's going to really put the brakes on the Spectres. I think maybe I would have liked to see that come out first. Especially since there's clearly no problem. You got clearly no problem killing people as it stands. Like, the damage gap is definitely not in the Luth team's favor at the moment. So now let's see what chat is saying. We got Brion lore in chat.
I'll dig that.
And turns out Brion is a poor man. That's a Giraffe who's also joined us in chat, and shout outs to this fight which is kind of started here. Giraffe almost dying there, only barely saved by this Pavis buff on him. I like Dawnbreaker is kind of secretly trying to bring the party to him. Swing and a miss on that stun from the Witch Doctor, but Big Ult follows up, takes out the Dragon Knight. The Spirit Breaker nearly follows. This is like a nightmare. This is 3 and 18. This looks terrible. This is 3 and 18 and you're outdrafted. Like, uh-oh. Ice Stealer Radiance, very nearly done. It's going to be like, yeah, it's a 15-minute Radiance. Not even 15-minute Radiance. Sub-15 Radiance. I think that's the first sub-20 Radiance this season, so... Dawnbreaker making a big fat stack of creeps over here in the Triangle Ancient Camp. Just gonna be taking it all for herself. Making a lot of money, taking a lot of pain, but you know, making a lot of money. So, Lightstealer finishes 15-minute Radiance. Spectre finishes her 15-minute Blade Mail. It's a differential on that. That's 2,300. That's
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That's 4,700. So literally, Lifestealer has an item twice Spectres at this point. Yikes.
Dire's middle tower has been denied.
The first Dire tower went down. Of course it had to get denied. What is Spectre building? We've already covered that. It's a blade mail. Jeez. Jaso gonna get very slightly jumped on here. He's gonna get jumped on by two heroes that are barely just over his level when they're combined. And it's level 12 to two level 7 supporters, so they were both one level down. It would have been like as strong as both of them combined. Top of the net worth charts, he has past Ursa at this point, which I mean, no surprise there. He has the Radiance. Ursa going right into the Roche. Again, no big surprises here. You know, Ursa is really far up, like, obviously, you know. DK is like lost, man. This isn't even how you really do this, I don't think. Just starting out with a Hurricane Pike, which is very interesting. I don't think you do that. You do like the Mask of Madness. You get the I don't know. You know what you build on the DK. It's not this usually. It's very defensive, very desperate. I don't think it's really gonna help him either, to be honest with you. Like you're just in a bad spot to begin with if you're here as DK. I don't think you can build defense. That was unnecessary. I don't think you can build defensively anymore when you're in this position. Like you're not. You're the only guy in your team who can survive a few hits. You gotta give something back in return, or you're just not gonna do anything, you know. And the Hurricane Pike is not gonna be. Item lets you do that. I think you just needed, even if it's like something small, like even like a Falcon Blade is pretty good here in comparison to that, you know. Oh well, I mean, I guess it's some strength that'll help him a pretty decent amount in Dragon form, especially when it comes to kiting, which is going to be very important for him this game. It's just, I don't know, it's the wrong item to help come out of a hole, I think. Like if you're in this hole, you really just need the mask. That's the long and short of it. Get the mask. Maybe something moves speedy. Gonna take out the top T2 and then just completely unnecessarily come back here just to bully these poor supports. They have found the Dragon Knight here. Everybody's going on them. A lot of skills missing. Oh my god, that haste rune. How funny would that have been? No such luck though. Sherbricks and the Ursa finished the job with the Death Ward and the random right click, respectively. Spectre now going for the Orchid. I think you can't do this here. Like you need a bigger ticket item, I think. Like at this point, who you winning that 1v1 against, right? Like you either need to farm faster or you need to do more. And then my Razor's like kind of sitting here bankrupt. Got his Falcon Blade, which boy, you know I always talk about. You get Falcon Blade for a stronger early game, but it's like this was his early game. He has his S and Y queued. Probably the best thing to come out of this. Like, it will at least help him navigate fights and will help him do a lot more damage. I don't know what's going on here exactly. So right now, Dire 7 times Radiance kill count. Maybe this is the moment they turn it around. Luth certainly seems to think so. He dropped an ult on that, but didn't actually go in. It was actually kind of compromising position for the lifesteal. Nobody's actually around for that. He's getting his own SMI pretty soon. Spec got that level 10 trait. It's now level 11. Compared to Lifestealer's 14. Compared to Witch Doctor's 10. Compared to the Undying's 11. You know. What do you mean my Ursa got a Kaya? Hold on a minute. What do you mean my Ursa's getting Meteor Hammer? Okay, Kingfisher is just shitposting. There's no two ways about this. There's no world where this is a legitimate build. This is just shitposting. And oh my god, what a nightmare! They try to do Tormentor, and everybody dies. They don't even get the stupid shard. That's a Greek tragedy. Oh man. Slightly tragic for the Dire that the Radiant wave here is up at their T2 already. Radiant definitely do have the ability to at least give themselves some breathing room in this game. I think they've got a pretty good lineup for split pushing. There's that. Is Dusty carrying yet?
Middle
No.
tower is under attack.
Shellacking. Shellacking? I'm not gonna say it with any other vowels. I'm not gonna get canceled tonight. Shellacking is mentioned in chat, and this is definitely what this feels like. This is a big head rattler here, I think, for the Luth lineup. Like it just feels like this is so far out of their control. I mean, the Witch Doctor almost has as much money as the Spectre, and he's not farming. He is not like a rich man. He hasn't even used his Gree yet, baby.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And he is already like competitive with the Radiance cores. I mean, this is hell on earth, baby. This is like, I don't know. I think I would have cheat sheet out by now, if I'm being honest. Like, I think I would have gone home by this point. So the gap is now about just over 8-1 in favor of the Jaso lineup. Let's see what Gabe says about this. Huh. It's not very good odds. There it is, my Ursa's Meteor Hammer. For those of you who are watching at home, who are big Ursa players, who are wondering if it's a good idea to build Meteor Hammer on Ursa, let me help you answer that. No. Alright, moving on. Let me explain why. You know, I always say that why is the most powerful question. If you can explain why, you can explain anything. So here's the answer why. It gives you no stats, you don't have a stun to use it, and you don't need that kind of push. That's it. Okay. Ursa almost killed himself on Blade Mail there. The Dawnbreaker is coming into split traffic. Oh man, look at this. Spectres melt. I just can't do anything about her. Though, they actually did get the Ursa here. And she did take him out. Godlike streak ends. 1,735 gold exchange hands on that one kill alone. Mostly going to the Razor. Just got $1,000 for doing that. Actually, I'm gonna check. Really quick. What level was Razor before this happened? Let's see. 12, 9, 10 on the Radiant heroes that are here. Oh my god. 13, 11, 11. So... 1, 2... It's like 5, 6 levels. It just changed hands there. Like 4 actually, but still. It's a lot of XP there. That was a big balloon that just popped. Got Dusty, the rest of his S&Y, which he's been really sorely lagging on, is going for the BKB next. I really don't see the world where that helps at all. Honestly, it's a very questionable BKB. It doesn't really block anything. I think the only skill that it blocks that you're even mildly concerned about is a Paralyzing Cask. That's it. Just desperate for items to build, I guess. I guess it might also... it stops this! It stops that from happening, you know? Stops the Meteor Hammer, as if that's ever gonna happen. Who will stop that jaso7 Smurf team? Good question. It's been asked a couple of times now. Oh boy. It is 25 minutes into the game and my Lifestealer is already very nearly 6-slotted. Jesus. He's got a bracer to replace. And this stupid glove he bought, that's it. In the ag soon. I think That's the real moment. I think when he gets the eggs, honestly, I think now reasonably they could go uphill and just win. But when he gets that eggs, it's well and truly over. They really have no feasible responses to him once he can do that. Look at all these bounty runes just sitting right here next to you guys. Think about these things once in a while. 2 different people are farming right next to this big stack of bounty runes, and 0 of these 2 people are going for it. Lifestealer and Raze are going to meet each other here. Lifestealer finds his big stack, walks away from it, getting bluffed out by this Razor, I think, who is going to take all these bounty runes and get away with it. That is a classic bluff right there. You are a Lifestealer, my friend. You can hit that Q button and you're okay. You definitely did not need to just defer to his defer to his limbs on that one, I don't think. You're a Lifestealer in the jungle, no less. Not like it necessarily matters that much at this point, but you know. The kill ratio has gone from 8-1 to 6-1, so big, feasibly big swing for the Luth lineup here. Going for Manta style next on the Spectre. A little bit of a confused build, but I guess it's, you know, it's kind of making some sense, I guess. Greaves nearly out on the Undying, Ag's nearly out on the Witch Doctor. Just a bit of gold away from each. Ursa has this Skull Basher queued. It's not really working on it. I believe that's Lifestealer's Ag's coming in. That's Dawnbreaker's Couriers. That wouldn't be very helpful. Got his BKB on it. Her BKB on it. Sorry, Dawnbreaker. Aghanim Scepter in for the Lifestealer. Oh my god, he actually dropped the Meteor Hammer on the T3. So Ags is out for the Lifestealer. I think at this point they could definitely just go uphill whenever they wanted to end things. Nothing else they could go up here and end this man's life. And I think at that point there would be absolutely no doubt. I think if all 5 people bought back with that Ags on Lifestealer and that Aegis, I think Dire would still win the fight at this point. Reasonably speaking. But Ursa's back in the Roche Pit. He's going to be getting the banner as well. And here comes Mr. Lifestealer. I mean, hey, at least, you know, as strange as it is, this is a very good combo of heroes to do old Roche with. I mean, I guess, it's one of the biggest benefactors for the open wounds D work. His ability to do Roche there, or at least help people do Roche. Radiant scanning out the portal. That ain't where they're coming from. I guess good instincts, though. There's some Meteor Hammer cracked. No, I don't think so. Like I said, it's just a complete shitpost. This match is just, you can build anything you wanted. Like I said, you know, six tranquil boots at this juncture. And he's doing okay. Dragon Knight bravely showing his face in the back of the line here. Is able to get out thanks to his Hurricane Pike. Check this Tombstone, just sitting here in the middle of this push. Kind of going all in on this Lifestealer, though. Yep, Lifestealer is just going to use the eggs to immediately turn that back around. They know the one threat on this team here is Dusty. That Dragon Knight is not really kid to be a threat, and Luth isn't going to be a threat. What the I have Scotty! Gundam! What? When I said I wanted a bigger ticket item, that's not exactly what I had in mind. What the hell? That's the last thing I expected to see in that man's inventory in this game. Okay. Ultra kill for jaso7 while I'm just astounded by that, which I mean really should surprise nobody at this point. Luth calls the G's. What a shock, we're going home. I think it's almost pointless to analyze this match on too deep of a level because it's just not competitive. It's 4-31. They almost made it back to their 1-8 kill ratio. Probably would have if the Luth team had not decided to call the G's there. It was rough. I think this is really what happens when you just have what everything kind of aligns for you. Well, let's just go down the list, all right? They won all 3 lanes. They have a big outdraft. Like way outdraft. Even with this stupid Ursa build and this stupid Meteor Hammer, they have just such a huge outdraft. Doesn't matter at all. Um, I don't know. They won all 3 lanes. There's just nothing to do for the Luth team this game. So die repeatedly. I think there was some miscues on the build on the Dragon Knight. But I think I guess this is a good sign. I was kind of privately thinking to myself recently, it doesn't seem like draft just really matters that much anymore. You can, like, you still have an advantage if you have an outdraft, but it's not like before where, like, a decisive outdraft gave you a decisive result. No, this is one of those times. I guess this is, like, an unusually decisive outdraft. I mean, literally, like, this team basically has one hero on it, for the most part, on the Dusty the Clown show. Like, this DK doesn't exist, this Spectre doesn't either. But, yeah, I don't know. I think the important thing here for the Luth team is not to look at this in the capacity of, like, trying to really dissect this match on a deeper level. I think the Luth team has to look at this, get the one big lesson out of it, which is draft better, please, and just kind of move on to the next match. I think the important thing for the Luth team, and maybe the deciding thing for them as a team this season, is going to be, how do you bounce back from this? How do you go into game 2 after this was your game 1, right? You know, we have seen occasions where you've had a game 2, you've had a game 1 that looks like this, and the team was able to get their heads together, go into game 2 and make it happen. But that has to actually happen. But either way, we'll see what happens next time.